Meet the man at the forefront of India's campaign against terrorism, a seasoned statesman now entrusted with sending a clear message across borders.
We are not going to tolerate anymore. If it happens again, there will be worse to come. No one sitting in Pakistan is going to be allowed to believe that they can just walk across the border and kill our citizens with impunity. There will be a price to pay. The truth is that the circumstances of 1971 are not the circumstances of 2025. We just wanted to teach the terrorists a lesson. That lesson has been taught.
Before PM Modi, he was the most followed Indian voice on Twitter, commanding attention with wit and razor-sharp commentary.
How can someone be so astonishingly good-looking and charismatic and even more implausibly brilliant and intelligent at the same time? Sir, please spill some secrets.
So, the way you look and all of that, honestly, all I can say is choose your parents wisely. It's all in the gene.
While the world first knew him for his powerful writing and oratory, lately he's been making waves with his unapologetic views on national security and foreign relations, especially during Operation Sindoor.
And India decided that the color of the Sindoor, that vermilion color on the forehead of our women, will also match the color of the blood of the killers, the perpetrators, the attackers.
He's won many titles in his lifetime, from high-ranking UN official to parliamentarian, from best-selling author to policy thinker. Dr. Shashi Tharoor is not easily defined. Though born in London on March 9, 1956, his formative years were spent in the bustling cities of Mumbai and Kolkata, shaping his multicultural worldview from an early age. A prodigious talent, Tharoor began writing as a child and grew into a literary force, having published 27 acclaimed books spanning politics, history, and fiction. He studied at the prestigious St. Stephen's College in Delhi, where he sharpened his intellect, debated fiercely, and graduated in 1975 with top honors. At just 22, he earned a PhD from the Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy, becoming the youngest in the institution's history to do so, with a focus on international affairs and global governance. But he didn't just stop there. Tharoor would go on to spend nearly 3 decades at the United Nations, navigating global diplomacy across continents and crises. His career with the UN began in 1978 when he joined the staff of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees in Geneva. By 2001, he had risen to the role of Under-Secretary General for Communications. In 2006, he launched a bold bid to become the UN Secretary General. Though he lost to Ban Ki-moon in the final round, the campaign showcased his credibility on the world stage. That moment might have closed one chapter, but opened another. 2009 would mark the beginning of Tharoor's political career. He joined the Indian National Congress, saying that's the ideology he felt most comfortable with. He contested the general election from Thiruvananthapuram and won decisively. And he kept winning in 2014, 2019 and again in 2024.
Tax our petrol, tax our shirt, tax our footwear, tax our dirt. Tax our mobile, tax our calls, tax our hovels, crumbling walls. Tax our salary, tax our ride, tax our mithai on the side. Tax our sorrow, tax our cheer, tax our future year by year. GST income tax forms pile high, cesses, surcharges make us sigh. Roads with potholes, trains that derail. Where does it go? Is it all a fail? When we ask, is this all in vain? You smile and say, it's for the nation's gain. And if we ask you to try and fix it, you point and say, you will be Viksit.
Despite early doubts about whether a cosmopolitan figure like him would connect with grassroots voters, he proved critics wrong with a landslide, securing nearly 1 lakh votes over his rivals.
कर्ज के बोझ से आम आदमी तर-तर हो गया, महंगा हो गया खाना पीना, महंगा घर हो गया। मंत्री जी के बजट की खामी हम बतलाते हैं, सिर से करके शुरू, चलो पैरों तक जाते हैं। कुछ चुनिंदा यारों के बड़े बंगले हो गए, बालों से पैरों तक आते हम कंगले हो गए। माना आप डाई नहीं करते, पर कहीं तो करते हैं। इतनी महंगी हो गई डाई कि लगाने से डरते हैं। चश्मे के दामों को सुन,
आंखें रो गई, कम लगाओ टूथपेस्ट, पेस्ट भी महंगी हो गई, बाल कटाने से भी हम अब कटने लग गए, बिना क्रीम के हाथ पैर भी फटने लग गए, फट गई कमीज की कॉलर पर नहीं तो नहीं ले नहीं सकते, जीएसटी इतना ज्यादा हाई हम दे नहीं सकते.
Today, Shashi Tharoor is an unapologetic voice on India's identity. He's taken strong positions on historical injustices, global diplomacy and politics. And his powerful critiques of colonial legacy resonates far beyond borders. So much so that his fiery Oxford Union speech calling for reparations from Britain is a viral moment in modern Indian history with over 8 million views.
The question is there a debt? Does Britain owe reparations? As far as I'm concerned, the ability to acknowledge a wrong that has been done, to simply say sorry, will go a far, far, far longer way than some percentage of GDP in the form of aid. What is required, it seems to me, is accepting the principle that reparations are owed. Personally, I'd be quite happy if it was £1 a year for the next 200 years after the last 200 years of Britain and India.
Beyond being an MP, Tharoor held the post of Minister of State for External Affairs in the UPA government. On the other side of the parliament too, in opposition, he's held influential roles under the Modi government. In fact, Tharoor has publicly acknowledged and commended Prime Minister Modi's diplomatic outreach time and again. Whether it's Modi's stance on Russia, Ukraine or Pakistan, Tharoor has been a strong supporter despite sitting in the opposition.
I'm still wiping the egg off my face because I was the one person in the parliamentary debate who actually criticized the Indian position at the time, back in February 22.
Mr. Modi, he says, is like a scorpion sitting on a shivling. You cannot remove him with your hand and you cannot hit it with a chappal either. And if you think about it, that's a very, very profound understanding of the relationship. Because if you remove a scorpion with your hand, you'll get stung very badly. But if you hit a shivling with a chappal, then you've undermined all the sacred tenets.
Dr. Shashi Tharoor, an unmatched orator, a prolific writer, a seasoned statesman, and now the man channeling India's resolve against terror.